In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the story behind me and my wife dating and eventually getting married, how we got married in 7 months, only after 7 months of knowing each other, why we got married so young and so quick. There's particular 5 reasons for that I'm going to share with you in this video. I hope it'll be an encouragement for you if you're in a relationship and you're looking towards maybe getting married. These are just some of our experience and our perspective, and hopefully you can take something from it. Okay, I'm going to talk about the objections to what and how we did our relationship and the timeline and all that in a little bit. But first, I just want to tell you why we got married, right? Why we got married so quick and young for most people. I mean, I was 24, my wife was 21 when we got married just about a year ago. And so one of the reasons particularly was to avoid temptation. And it becomes really clear in 1 Corinthians. Let's just pull that up for a second. 1 Corinthians 7, verse 9. And it says, "But if they cannot exercise self-control, they should marry, for it is better to marry than burn with passion." For it is better to marry than burn with passion. We wanted to avoid temptation. Avoid temptation. I think in any context, like if you really, really like somebody enough to marry them, then there's going to be temptation there. For us, we felt like, man, temptation is real. This is hard. We really like each other. Actually, we like each other enough to get married, right? To spend the rest of our life together, to become one in covenant and union. And so we were like, why do we want to delay getting married, right? Why would we want to delay getting married? We can avoid this temptation. We don't want to burn with passion, so we should just get married. The second thing was intentionality. Like from day one, we were asking the tough questions. We were sorting through our beliefs and values and past and all the stuff that you really want to know. Yeah, there was a lot of fun and lightheartedness throughout it. Like that definitely characterized our relationship. But from the beginning on, like we both knew we wanted to get married. And so there was intentionality and communication about our expectations, about, our timelines, about who, we were, and spending time with each other in intentional ways, like outside of just one-on-ones, like with families and with friends and in different scenarios and circumstances. That was something that we really wanted because we wanted to expedite our dating process because we wanted to get married. We wanted to create space for us to be ourselves and for them to be themselves so that we could actually see what we're really like. You move past like the date formality into, okay, what do you really like on a day-to-day basis? How do you occupy your time? What do you care about? What are your priorities? What is your relationship with God? Like, what are these things for real? And being intentional about exploring those things and being in those environments together. Now, when you're being intentional like this, often, your struggles come up. And for a lot of people, their struggle is lust. It's online lust. And you know what I'm talking about. If this is a struggle for you, I just want to offer you 30 days free of Covenant Eyes. Covenant Eyes is an accountability software that will give a report to somebody in your life about your internet usage. It's proven to be really effective and helpful for people that want to break free from this addiction or this habit. So if it's something you're struggling with, I encourage you to click the link down below. It's an affiliate link, so you help out the ministry as well. The third thing is that we wanted to be in deeper relationship with one another. When you are dating, when you're dating, the truth is there's a lot of people that are kind of on the same level as you. Like, okay, so if you have a girlfriend, it's like, well, maybe your mom is on the same level as your girlfriend, or maybe your mom is even higher, or your dad is even higher, or like, those priorities and those people in your life, they're not yet established as your wife, right? Or your husband. So they're not number one yet. They're not number one yet. And I think there was this longing to be like number one in each other's life, apart from God, obviously. It's like to be that person that they go to, that you can confide in, that, you can help them make decisions and work through stuff. And there's also that proximity. We just wanted to like live together and be together and like get to spend that time, because there's always a sense of disconnection that we were experiencing when we were dating. It's like, not getting enough of each other, not having enough time, not being able to share our hearts as deeply as we wanted to, or as we had opportunity to, because there wasn't that covenant in place. We weren't husband and wife yet. And there was that deep longing to be closer. So the fourth reason we got married so young and quick is that no objection really swayed us. Like, I'm going to read through some objections that we received and that we kind of heard about and how they didn't really impact us that much. The first one was that you don't really know them. You don't really know them. It's been such a short amount of time. You don't really know what they're like. You don't really know, who they truly are. Well, I would just throw the intentionality piece there, like saying, actually, no, we've been in enough circumstances, been in enough environments, we do know this person. And with what we don't know, because trust, like there's always things that you don't fully understand till you're married, and there's things that come out because you have the vulnerability and the safety of being married. It's like you work through those things and you trust that God will guide you through and encourage you to continue to like work through those things, even if they're hard. The second objection was that you need to experience the single life. You need to experience more of that. And, whatever things, this often comes from more secular like outlets, but even still Christian folks should be too. Like, hey, you need to, hey, just experience what it's like to be single. Friend, I was single for like my whole life until I was 24. So that really was not a factor for me. I'm like, yeah, been there, done that. I'm okay. I'm okay. The third thing was you don't really know what you want. You don't really know what you want yet. So like, how can you know, and you can commit your life to this person if you don't really know what you want? You haven't, and it's like, no, actually I do. Actually I do. And that's the cool thing, is that you grow together, right? I'm not going to pretend I'm some marriage expert. I'm not, right? I'm learning. But the reality is that like you got to trust yourself and trust that your relationship with God is solid, and God has given you like the values that matter and are important, and like you just make the decision, right? The fifth reason that we got married so young and quick is that we were ready for marriage. Like we were ready for marriage. We both came into it with the expectation that this could lead to marriage, and that if everything lined up, that we would want to get married. Like there wasn't anything holding us back per se that was something we needed to deal with, or some school we needed to achieve, or amount of money we wanted to make, or some whatever like that before we got married, or some emotional or spiritual lengths that we needed to get to personally before we were going to get married. No, we both came into it ready to get married. And this is what I would say, is that if you are not ready, and you kind of know you're not ready, I just don't understand why you're entering the dating sphere. I don't know why you would. If you just know it's going to be some years for me, it's going to be a while for me, I would say, honestly, it's just my opinion, but like hunker down, get that stuff sorted out and wait. Because when you bring another person into your life and immediately like, man, I'm not ready for this kind of commitment, or I'm not ready for marriage, and I'm definitely not ready for kids. Like if that's your mentality, I would just say then maybe there needs to be some more time, just you and God just working on it. And that's okay. Like I spent plenty of time doing that. Plenty of my friends got married 18, 19, 20, 21. I was still single. And was that a challenging thing sometimes? Absolutely. But I could see how God was using it, because there were a lot of things that he wanted to work on me. And I was thankful for that time. And even now he's still working on things in me in marriage. But I would just say, hey, if you know you're not ready for marriage, that's okay. Like you don't need to get married young or quickly. You don't need to. But I would also say, don't burden yourself or the other person by getting into a relationship that doesn't really see marriage in sight. The bonus reason that we got married young and quick is because God loves marriage. God loves marriage. He loves it when believers get married and when they submit themselves to him. And he loves it. And so, hey, I want to be a part of that. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, subscribe, because I'm putting out new videos all the time. And until next time, keep pursuing the mission.